KON 4's Grant Lotus joining us now live from the newsroom tonight with more reaction from President Biden and what a Stanford lecturer fears could happen next. Grant.
Well, Ken, tonight the President Biden released a joint statement with the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, and the United Kingdom, saying that those countries will remain united together as allies and common friends to Israel and ensure Israel can defend itself. Meanwhile, I spoke with Stanford lecturer Janine Zakaria tonight about how the U.S. is already getting involved by sending an aircraft carrier to the Mediterranean Sea.
The idea of sending an aircraft carrier is to deter Iran from unleashing Hezbollah in the north so that Israel doesn't have to fight two fronts. There's also concerns about an explosion in the West Bank, which is on the eastern side. I'm doing like kind of a map here. And so that's that. But the main thing that Israel is seeking from the United States right now is more weaponry, more arms, resupplies, and they need more anti-missile missiles for what's called the Iron Dome system, which intercepts a lot of the rockets being fired from Gaza and potentially from Hezbollah.
I also asked the carrier to help us try to understand the severity of the situation there. With Israel under fire, for somebody who may not be totally plugged into the history of that region.
And so I've been covering the Israeli-Palestinian conflict for, 2 decades. I covered major moments of grief and crisis in the country, from the assassination of the prime minister in '95, repeated rounds of conflict between Hamas and Israel, wars with Lebanon, and there's never, since the founding of the state in 1948, never been anything like this. So overall, it's a collective moment of shock and agony, and for a country that finds itself usually feeling very powerful, complete powerlessness.
The lecturer also agreed with many people who are calling this attack Israel's 9/11. Meanwhile, in Washington, both Republican and Democratic lawmakers have expressed support for Israel, although immediate congressional action is virtually impossible because the House still doesn't have a speaker, and the senators are not expected to be in Washington until next week.